The following clip will run through the latest features which have been added to WellSeeker Pro over the last few months. To begin with, we will look at Innova Web Services. Innova Web Services allows the user to log into the Innova Web portal from anywhere in the world via an internet browser. This is done securely using a unique username and password and gives the user access to view all well data in the relevant SQL Server database. Any internet-enabled device can be used to do this with no additional software required. The main user interface of the home page is a map at the top which shows the location of all the wells in the database, and selecting a pin from the map opens the relevant well details. Below the map is a table which contains a list of the wells. This list can be filtered using the various options available at the top of each column. A summary of each well can be viewed by selecting the arrow at the far left of the well. This summary is also displayed at the top of the well information page, which is accessed via the eye-shaped symbol to the left of the job number. The well information page gives the user access to the daily activity information for the entire well, which is taken directly from the daily reports. The user can also view the depth time curve for the selected well by selecting the Depth Time tab at the top of the dialog. The third tab gives the user access to the inventory, where the drop-down filters at the top of each column make it easy to navigate and find the relevant tools which are currently on site. This powerful tool provides quick and easy access to real-time data from anywhere on any device. Access can be provided to coordinators, upper management, and also even the client, allowing those with the relevant login credentials to view the required data at a time and place which is most suitable for them. Innova Web Services is Innova's latest software development which has just been launched, so expect further features and functionality in the near future. We'll now take a look at the DD dashboard. The DD dashboard is accessed via the slide sheet and is a powerful tool which provides an all-in-one interface containing a range of information a directional driller can utilise while drilling a well either locally on the rig or remotely via an RTOC. The DD dashboard will automatically update based on the survey record, real-time WITS data being received, and the slide sheet being set to auto-populate. The DD dashboard is made up of several different sections. We have rig gauges down the left-hand side, which show the values coming in via the WITS feed. The gauge output is editable via the gauge setting options in the settings menu. The drilling parameters chart at the bottom right of the dialog, along with the table to the right, are also populated from the WITS data feed and show a range of different outputs, including the rig states, which shows the user what is currently happening on the rig. The toolface rows displays the bit projection, which is automatically calculated based on the data entered into the slide sheet, offset wells, the target window, which will be a circle for vertical portions of the well and a rectangle for laterals, the toolface values when sliding, the effective toolface, which is calculated based on the toolfaces recorded during the slide, and various other pieces of information based on the selected mode, which will be introduced later in the clip. At the bottom of the window there is the real-time anti-collision table. This uses the bit projection and displays centre-to-centre distance and separation factor and the relevant warnings against the principal plan, offset wells and lease lines. We also have the last 4 surveys displayed along with the slide scene and motor yield for each one. The projections displayed depends upon the selected mode, but the bit projection will always be displayed and is automatically updated based on the data entered into the slide sheet. When Auto-Populate slide sheet is selected, this projection is updated in real time. Finally, the real-time 3D plot at the top right of the dialog shows the actual surveys, including the projection to bit, the principal plan, any offset wells, any lease lines, all the survey points, and also the slide and rotary intervals based on the data entered in the slide sheets. Available from the settings menu, the settings dialog is where the user can enter various parameters which affect the output displayed on the toolface rows and other parts of the DD dashboard. For example, rotary dogleg and toolface along with motor yield can be entered here, all of which affect the bit projection output. These can be entered manually, or WellSeeker can auto-populate these based on a combination of the values in the surveys and slide sheet. The settings menu is also where the user can choose which mode they would like to be active. The 5 choices available are no mode, vertical mode, nudge mode, curve mode, and lateral mode, and are chosen based on which part of the well is currently being drilled. When a mode is selected, WellSeeker will utilise the selected parameters to provide the user with a slide or rotate recommendation. This is calculated based on several different pieces of information, including how close the bit projection is to the edge of the tolerance box, how far away it is from the plan, how close the delta inclination and azimuth are to the selected limits entered in the settings. An aggressiveness value can also be entered, which determines the likelihood that a slide advisory will be given. A higher, more aggressive value entered here is more likely to result in a slide advisory. The warnings section of the settings dialog highlights any tolerances which are either exceeded or close to being exceeded. These warnings range from distance to the edge of the tolerance boundary to exceeding certain tool specs, like, for example, maximum flow for the motor. Warnings will cause the screen to flash, alerting the directional driller, who can then take the appropriate action. The user can suppress the warnings at any time, which is recorded in the audits log, providing full traceability. In addition to the benefits this feature gives to the directional driller, it's also a very useful tool for coordinators and office personnel who can quickly view this dialog for each of the active wells in the database to get an instant update regarding current rig operations. We will now take a look at motor and MWD forecasting. The motor and MWD forecasting dialogs are available via the Tools menu on the main user interface in WellSeeker Pro. These dialogs allow the user to enter tool requirement details, including the job number, client and well information, shipping and estimated end date, and other relevant information relating to the required tool spec. The motor and MWD forecast report can be printed via the File menu. This report contains 3 tabs. The Forecast tab provides a summary of the required tools by size, customer, coordinator, and state. The Details tab shows all the details from the forecast dialog. The Days Until Required column provides a quick reference detailing the number of days until each tool is required. This is colour-coded as either red, orange or green, depending on how many days are left until the tool is required. This is a useful column which highlights important timing information in the table. The forecast chart is a Gantt chart which clearly shows when each tool is required, providing a useful visual reference to the user.